sides take the upper hands.
Sanjay Hegde, is that not the way forward? Otherwise, this is going to be in courts for years. Every few years, there will be either triumph by one community, rupture for another. Shouldn't the community settle this amongst themselves? Ideally.
Ideally, yes. What prevents the communities from settling? See, listen, it's not necessarily that somebody should give up, somebody should, you can buy off the land. You can have several ways of things being sorted out if the intention is to sort out. I don't think so, but I am very sure that court should get out of all these religious fights. You see, the Supreme Court judgment in Ayodhya was a very careful balancing act. What did it say? It said no mosque was destroyed. No temple was destroyed to build a mosque. There's a gap of 200 years between the what the archaeological survey said and the building by Mir Baki. The Supreme Court also said that both sides have proved your case. We'll give the Hindu side a decree, we'll give the Muslim side a decree. Then the Supreme Court said that, look, because of this keeps creating problems, we will use our special powers under 142 and say that this particular controversial site, let the temple be built, let the mosque be built elsewhere, but give double the land. Now, I must also tell you that the Supreme Court, before it went to this judgment, tried very hard to mediate. It sent a special mediation team also. Yes. The mediation team almost succeeded with almost a similar kind of formulation that you can find from Sriram Panchu, who was the mediator, his writings. Yeah. But there were certain problems. Nobody was willing to give up to sign that mediation kind of award, and therefore the Supreme Court took what is it called a Nilkant, swallowed the poison, and decided to make a mediatory award its adjudicatory award, and that's what actually has happened. But how does the public see it? The public says the Supreme Court gave the temple land to the Hindu side alone, told the Muslims, go away, far away. The Supreme Court has, after Ayodhya, opened the door for fresh controversies. So now that the Supreme Court has seen that this kind of halfway here, but let's give the final order one way, that approach no longer is valid. The Supreme Court should very firmly say, look, we have something called the law of limitations. The law of limitations says if within 12 years things have not happened, you have not stated your claims, most cases die there and then. We also have the special...
But Sanjay, Parliament can change the law. If Supreme Court interprets its responses only under Places of Worship Act, Parliament can change the law.
Yeah, Parliament can change the 91 law. But will Parliament also change the Limitation Act? Will Parliament change the Limitation Act and say that wherever there is a religious claim, the ordinary law of limitation will not apply?
Okay, what is the way forward?
What is the logic of saying? What's the logic of that? That means that tomorrow, if you find a temple under Rashtrapati Bhavan, you will bring down Rashtrapati Bhavan. Is that what you're saying? There has to be in any sensible in any sensible system of law, a law of limitations, that we do not go into stale claims.
Okay, Varis Pathan, what is the way forward? आगे का रास्ता क्या है?
आगे का रास्ता, the way forward is simple. We demand the BJP Modi government should come forward and make a statement whether do they follow the Places of Worship Act 1991 or they don't abide by it, because it was passed in the parliament after everybody had made their own views. It was argued properly and a law was made for implementing that law. So let them make a statement that, okay, we follow or we don't follow the Places of Worship Act 1991, then things will be clear. But this is opening a Pandora's box, Barkha, let me tell you, because earlier the intention of that act itself is being not taken into consideration by the BJP and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. We did not wanted further kind of this hatred to come in a country, and there should be hatred between two communities, and to curb that menace. These things had come forward that okay, places of worship, whichever places of worship is there, monuments, structures, religious structures, prior to 15 August 1947, you cannot change the nature of structure. But what we see now is totally different things. Why only we? Why not the majority community come forward and say, okay, we have taken your Babri now, we will not touch any of your mosques? They won't do that. They merely on suspicion go for ASI survey. If tomorrow I say there is something lying below Barkha's studio, will the archaeological survey come back there and demolish your studio? I am sure no. But these are the same things going on now. They are after 30,000 mosques. See the sloganeering going on everywhere. So let the BJP government make a statement that the Places of Worship Act of existence and no further things can take place in our country. Then only these things will go down. But I am sure before 2024 they won't do anything prior to the elections. Their intention, and I have an apprehension that 6th December might again happen.
Let's not say that. As I keep saying, let's not.
That is my apprehension. The way things are going now in the country, we apprehend. Because that time also affidavit was filed in the Honorable Supreme Court. And what we saw on 6th December, black day in the democracy of the great nation.
Ashwini ji, last comment from you, then Rahul Ishwar can have the closing word. हाँ जी, Ashwini ji.
देखिए, बरखा जी, वारिस पठान जी हों या इनके बैरिस्टर साहब हों, ये लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ मुसलमानों को भड़काने का काम करते हैं। ये दोनों लोग वकील और बैरिस्टर अपने आप को कहते हैं, और बता दीजिए कि रामलला के उस केस में इनका क्या योगदान रहा है मुस्लिम पक्ष से ही। कोर्ट में कोई योगदान रहा हो या कोई भी योगदान रहा हो, इकबाल अंसारी ने मुकदमा लड़ा, उनके पिताजी ने मुकदमा लड़ा, और उन्होंने फाइनली सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वर्डिक्ट को, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश को माना, देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी के ऊपर फूल की वर्षा की और उसके बाद मंदिर में भी गए। उन्होंने एक भारतीय होने का सबूत दिया। ये लोग तो सिर्फ जो है घृणा फैलाने की बात करते हैं,
पर उनको सबूत देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए किसी को भी।
जरूरत नहीं। एक भारतीय होने का, एक भाईचारा की जो बात होती है, वो ये वारिस पठान और ओवैसी साहब हम लोगों के भाई को चारा समझते हैं, और वो गंगा जमुनी तहजीब की बात करते हैं जो इकबाल अंसारी ने सबूत पेश किया। मैं उस सबूत की बात कर रहा हूं बरखा जी। उन्होंने एक समय मुकदमा लड़ा, एक समय जब फैसला आ गया उनके विपक्ष में, उनके पक्ष में नहीं आया फैसला, तो वो गए, उनको माना, आत्मसात किया उस फैसले को, और राम मंदिर पर गए, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री के ऊपर फूल बरसाया, रामलला के दर्शन को भी गए। लेकिन उन्होंने कभी भड़काने का काम नहीं किया कि एक संप्रदाय को भड़काओ, युवाओं देखो कितनी मस्जिदें हमारी जो है हो रही हैं, खड़े होकर जो है भाषण देते हैं और कहते हैं हम बैरिस्टर हैं। अरे ये लोग देश के युवाओं को गुमराह करने वाले हैं, ये लोग कहीं नहीं। और ये लोग क्यों नहीं आगे बढ़ेंगे भाई? ये लोग
अश्विनी जी,
आगे का रास्ता मैंने कहा कि अगर यही स्थिति रही कि हर जगह देखने के बाद कलश मिल रहा है, विष्णु भगवान मिल रहा है, कमल का फूल मिल रहा है, क्या क्या नहीं मिल रहा है, उसके बावजूद भी अगर ये लोग कहते रहेंगे और अपने कुरान के खिलाफ जाकर मूर्ति पूजा के जगह पर ये लोग नमाज पढ़ते रहेंगे, तो हम लोग भी कानून के दायरे में रहकर विरोध प्रकट करते रहेंगे, चाहे वो 40,000 हो या 4 लाख हो। हम अपनी मंदिर अपने आक्रांताओं के द्वारा तोड़े गए, अपने मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम भगवान राम का तो हमने ले लिया, हम आगे भी लेने का काम करते रहेंगे।
Okay, I hope that neither of your, मतलब जो अश्विनी शाही ने आखिर में कहा या जो वारिस पठान ने आखिर में कहा, दोनों की नौबत ना आए, दोनों का हमें रेफरेंस भी नहीं लेना चाहिए। We need a consensus. Rahul, last word to you. Yes.
Just one submission. Please remember, beneath every temple, every mosque, every church is India's soil, and we should consider it sacred. Second point, India is such a huge land, huge space. We need not fight our temples. There are so many good spaces, temples where, or mosque or churches we can create. And I believe we have to find a consensus. Yes, we can settle all the ongoing debate, but I believe, I don't belong to RSS, but what Pujaniya Sarsang Chalak Mohan Bhagawat said is the right thing. Don't go behind every mosque and try to prove that there is a shivling. Don't end up in conflict. And only if we follow constitution and bhaichara, our nation can progress. That's the reason why Mahatma Gandhi inaugurated Bharat Mata Temple, because there needs to be some sense of unity. And I think we have to find consensus. There are difficult conversations, but we need to find consensus. And the hardliners, or I should use harshliners, such harshliners, any harshliner, even from me, should be discouraged. And the moderate should carry the day. That's the only way forward we can exist together as a nation.
Okay.